Today I'm going to talk about tattoos and employment and what you should consider when it comes to employment. No, of course it's not okay for a employer to discriminate you based on tattoos or any other body modifications. But there is a time and a place to challenge this.
A Philippine podcast show dedicated to help you thrive for greatness.
This guy is phenomenally passionate about what he does.
How freaking amazing Jamir is. So skilled and so qualified, and I highly recommend him.
Without a doubt, the best funnel builder I've ever come across.
Yeah, really into the detail and cannot recommend him highly enough.
Not only was efficient and fast, but he understood the project.
The person who built our entire funnel from beginning to end and has been with us since day one is Jamir.
Nothing But Up, the podcast. With your host, Jamir and
I'm always flexing.
Welcome to the show. This is Nothing But Up, the podcast, episode number 8. And yes, we're on the air for 2 freaking months now, guys. I appreciate all the love and the support, feedback I received from all of you. Who would have thought, right? 2 months in the making. Anyway, I'm your host, Jamir Angelo. I'm coming to you live here from my simple home office in the province of South Cotabato. But before we officially start and, get our hands dirty today, shout out to everybody that has followed us, the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and on Google Podcasts. And we are also, having the episodes on the YouTube channel. So appreciate all your love and support. And for people watching, subscribing, and leaving precious feedback on our YouTube channel, thank you for everyone. It really keeps me going, keeps me motivated to give you all, but pure value and content for you guys. As for stats, we are growing every freaking episode, guys, we release. I can see downloads and followers from New York. We get a couple from New Jersey, Sacramento, Vancouver, Australia, the Netherlands, UAE. And I think just today, a few minutes ago, I saw some people following the show from Hawaii. So shout out to everyone there. Shout out to you. But today, I'm going to be honoring my favorite place on the planet Earth. And that is Surallah South Cotabato. Man, I love it here. The food is amazing. The people are so sweet. Very low crime rates. It's very peaceful and serene. It's really incomparable. I mean, believe me, I've been here for almost like 8-9 years now, I guess. And I can gladly say that I'm settled in here. So, it's a pure pleasure to be living here in Surallah, South Cotabato. And today's guest on our show is a proud native of Surallah. So that's the reason why, apart from me, giving my props to this hometown of mine, it should really make sense to get someone from Surallah too, that we can resonate, and discuss maybe more about it. And if you followed us closely, most guests we have on our show are mostly males. And as always, it is very refreshing to have a female guest to be on our show, to get some mix of perspective that we can all hear and listen to. And our very special guest on today's episode is a perfect epitome of what our topic is all about. And we will be talking about tattooed and employed. Like myself, like my wife, Macy, and like our guest, along with her husband too. And we are so proud of it. Diving into the topic, as what I mentioned, tattooed and employed, perhaps most tattooed folks can somehow relate to this, I believe. You see, a few years ago, it is extremely impossible for you to land a job if you have a tattoo. We could probably say, looking back around 1998 to early 2000s, it wasn't really the thing during that time. And perhaps if you're considering to have one at this day and age, should be the best time, I guess, because compared to years ago, you will never ever land a job. It's going to be pretty impossible for you, even with piercings and stuff. That was a main thing for most companies. But in my opinion, tattoo shouldn't limit your career prospects, your career goals. You can always make a decent living, with your body inked. And I can prove that. I'm the best example, I believe, for that. But you see, right now, it's not really about, being employed or having a job while you have tattoos in your body. I think the problem is it's the label. The label is where I have a problem about. I always experience it wherever I go. There was this one perfect example I can probably share with you, perhaps. And I think this is also the most discrimination I ever had. And the irony of it all, this happened in a bank, which was supposed to be a very professional place for people to go to. So this happened a few years back. I think it was maybe December of, if I remember it correctly, 2010, where I had the most money I've ever made working for a BPO company for sales. So my office mates and I, we decided to go straight to the bank. We decided to go there because if I would withdraw the funds through an ATM machine, I can only take around 20,000 pesos limit for that day. My takeaway was about 400,000 plus, I believe, that month. And that was the most I ever had, or ever made working for a BPO company. Give or take, it was about 422,000 pesos, including the month's salary, the 13-month bonus, and of course the sales commission I did receive. So to cut it short, we went there. I fell in line. A few office mates were in front of me, in the line. They went in. There were no checking of bags, no frisking. Then I came next. The guard firmly held his gun for whatever reason. I don't know why. Asked for a backup guard, had me frisked, had me throw my arms in the air, checking my pockets. And man, it was so fucking upsetting, to tell you honestly. But I was really composed, believe it or not. After all, I'm excited to hold my hard-earned money during that time. So I really didn't mind it. I know you guys probably remember this. Shout out to Renjon Ruiz, Thick Boy, Kid, Gracie, my office mates way back in the day. They all freaking laughed at me. But instead of me, taking it negatively, I just said to myself, nah, it's not worth it. But I really felt discriminated against. Yeah, I really felt judged. Because the guards literally was staring at my tattoos, labeling me like I'm a crook. And there's no way, shape, or form that I can control how they perceive of me. Somehow it might be my fault, but I really don't know. So guess what I did after withdrawing the money? So I went straight to the guards. I did not, of course I did not confront them, just so you know. I went to them with my arms raised in the sky and said, guys, I really do appreciate what you guys do. Securing the bank and making everyone safe. Can I just give you something? So their eyes were literally staring at my hand because I was holding, my money up in the air. Then I gave them, I don't know, I think about 1,500 pesos. Gave it to them, maybe 500 each for the guards, and then I left. And Thick Boy was laughing at me, and Renjun, the guys. There's tons of ways I could have approached them, to be honest with you. But sadly, that's how most Filipinos see us, men or women with tattoos. But I really can't blame them. I can't also bend their perception of me, to say the least. But I guess at the end of the day, let's maybe try to keep an open mind, guys. not everyone with tattoos are crooks or criminals. Yeah. Can we all just appreciate art? I mean, can we all just appreciate maybe symbolism for the art we put in our skins, like myself? Every ink I have in my body represents something. So it really signifies, the design as to why I placed it on my body. It represents a part of me, a part of my life, that means so much to me. So I think it's about high time to remove this type of label. After all, there are tons of people that I know who goes to church and attend mass every freaking Sunday, right? And they are worse than me. All praising glory to God, but won't even help people during these crazy times. I know tons, right? I would love to name names, really. I can, share examples, but I won't. So guys, stop the hypocrisy, please. Change that fucking habit. I mean, we need to, so that we can all move forward, move ahead of whatever things that we want to do. At the end of the day, why would you judge people, right? It really doesn't make sense. I mean, it's going to make you less of a person, to be honest with you. Anyway, so today, let's get a woman's perspective about our topic. We have so many things to talk about, and you will be also blown by her story. She also has great ink in her body as well, and I'm pretty sure she may have gone through some discrimination against her for that, and maybe with her husband. And let's try and dive into that later on our show. All right. So right now, let's try and take a very quick break and introduce her when we get back to our show. Peace, y'all.
As they say, food takes people to places. So during these crazy times, one can take his taste buds on a trip to Western Visayas by trying out one of its specialties. If you've ever been to Negros Occidental, you may have already tried its famous comfort food, Cansi. It's a dish made with slow-cooked beef shanks in deep sour broth soup. Bacolod City is particularly famous for Cansi. It's an iconic Ilonggo dish that is now available in Cebu. Good news for Cebuanos. You can now indulge with a bowl or two of Cansi in Cebu. Introducing Cole's Cansi. Located in the heart of Cebu. Open to serve you daily. To order, visit and message them on Facebook. Satisfy your craving and relieve that stress away. Cole's Cansi, an iconic Ilonggo dish that is now available in Cebu.
I'm always flexing.
We're back on our show. I'm hoping you're enjoying your day today, guys. Let's get our hands dirty, and I'll not hold this off any longer. Well, guys, she is a rock star virtual assistant under the real estate niche. She also ventured entrepreneurship and was able to put up, her own company, holding his brand, and is now residing in Davao City, but a proud native of Surallah, South Cotabato. And I think we have so many things in common too. Well, I guess apart from tattoos, she also has a massive shoe collection that I know. And we're going to talk into that in a little while. She's been freelancing for years now, too, and really established a name in the freelancing industry, right? I'm so proud to lift our town today. My town, my province, Surallah Represent, y'all. Ladies and gents, honored and pleased to introduce to you Tony Cabinbin on our show today. How are you, Tony?
Hi, I'm very excited. That's a good intro. Oh my gosh.
Well, you know what? You deserve that, girl. Come on. I mean, doing freelancing jobs, especially in the real estate niche, is such a tough thing to do, and not everybody could pull it off. To be honest with you, I actually tried it. Used to work with Keller Williams real estate before. It only took me a week when I started. I find it very, very difficult in terms of the workload and how we progress in terms of accomplishing the task. But girl, you made it through, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't know that you're into real estate before.
Yeah, I did. I
Keller
did.
Williams.
I
Oh.
think it started at $2.50 during those times, 2011, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that experience for me was really painful, considering that our internet service provider here in Surallah wasn't that stable during those times, and it's just literally came back to life maybe about what 4 or 5 years. So it was a pain to call people up and having a very unreliable internet connection, which I think you experienced a few days ago, right?
Yes, with our,
How did
famous
it go?
PLDT. So it's always red LOS. So,
Yeah.
but calling PLDT to report, to get a ticket, reference number and all, it will take 2 to 3 weeks. So
Yeah.
I have a friend who's from PLDT, a tech guy. So I have to pay a little amount,
Yeah.
and
Connection.
then yeah, they will come here and fix my red LOS. I'll give them some snacks, extra, some extra, and yeah, they will fix it
Yeah.
right away.
Oh, which is
So
good, which is good. At
mhm,
least everything's all fixed now, and that's the reason why we are here now, right?
yes,
So anyway, Tony, I know that you've been killing it in the real estate niche, being so good and really establish your name in the industry. However, I wanna ask you something because I'm not a native of Surallah, right? You know that. So I want to know, were you born and raised here in Surallah?
um, I was born in Maguindanao.
Mm-hmm.
That's like 15 to 20 minutes away from Cotabato City.
Mm-hmm.
So my parents are from Surallah, and then during my grade school days, we relocate back to Surallah, and then grade school, high school, college.
Ah.
So yes, so after college, so I went here in Davao. So this is where I started my call center job, and
Okay.
then decided to start with my virtual assistant career.
Nice, nice. And guys, look, Surallah represent y'all. We have someone in our town that's been killing it, guys, and there's a reason why she's here. Apart from us flexing our town, and we will be flexing our tattoos later on the show, of course, for obvious reasons, because that is our topic today.
Huh?
I'm so proud. I mean, imagine from someone like Tony here and like myself, really establishing something in the online, niche. I would say, as far as putting up businesses and stuff like that. There is definitely something, no, because Tony, I think you're familiar how tough everybody has been, facing with this pandemic situation, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Not just you, not just me, but even our hometown here. Because I know for a fact that you haven't come home for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
Here it's kind of settled. Everything's all good as far as managing it.
Mm-hmm.
But the fucking thing about this is that people have no jobs, right? You see how sad it is? So somehow this medium, or I mean this platform we have, this podcast show, could really enlighten people that, hey, you don't need to get a job traditionally, right? Just like what you're doing now, for Christ's sake. So this is the best example in medium that we can tap. But Tony, apart from hearing all the success you've shared over with me and my wife Macy, from being so successful now, maybe let's talk about how you started, what made you move to Davao prior to becoming a rock star VA, and stuff like that. Please share it to everyone.
Well, it's a funny story. So that was, I think, 7 years ago, because my daughter is now 6 years old. So that was 7, 8 years ago. So I was really brokenhearted. So I want to stay away from my hometown. I want to stay away from my family, from my friends. During that time, I got this, crisis in me. It's not identity crisis, but so I decided to go to, it's either Cebu or Davao. But since I don't have enough money, I only have like 3,000 pesos
During that time?
So yes, so I have a big a luggage, and I decided to go to Davao City, and then I ride a bus, and then believe me or not, when I got here, I don't have any friends.
Wow.
I don't know the city. I don't know the place, and I have this interview for a call center job. It's a small time call center company. We're like 50 in the room. So the address is in JP Laurel Street. So I didn't realize that JP Laurel Street is from north to south. It's JP Laurel Street. So I was walking.
Entire stretch.
Yes. So I was walking. I'm trying to find this street. So it's in Bahada. I don't know how to pronounce the street here during that time. So I was riding a jeepney, a multi-cab, and I was really speaking Ilongga. But the dialect here is Bisaya, and they're laughing at me because they cannot understand me. So it's really a funny experience. So I started my call center job in that small company. And then after work, drinking,
which is usually the case. Yes.
Yes. I was young, wild, and free back then. And then I didn't know that I was really praying. I have to tell you this. I told him that, Lord, I'm tired of this life. Like, I'm really tired, literally, from my parents, my family. So, you know what he did to me?
Yeah.
He gave me friends, like a very good support system, friends, and and then unexpectedly, I met the father of my baby girl right now.
Nice.
And then everything changed. Everything changed really. And then after that, it is only my dream to work in a big call center company. It's Convergys. And then luckily I got in. And then I worked there for 2 years. I really had a very good training in call handling, customer service. I'm handling Macy's account. And then after that, I got tired again. Because the routine, I don't have time to spend with my baby girl. Because I need to pay the bills,
the
rent, the food. So I really need to do rest day overtime, even if it's my rest day. So I prayed again. Lord, I don't know if it is right for me to say this. I'm tired. So I need something. I need a job that can help me meet the ends, like the bills. You know what? I don't know if I have to say this, but I'm really I'm full of loan during that time.
Everybody goes through that. Even the president of our country is so swamped with loans. So you need not to be ashamed.
So it's really, I every time I remember the struggle 5 years ago, it would really make me emotional. Yeah. So I submitted my resignation in that big call center company, and then I rest for a week, and then after that,
what did you do?
I just sleep for a week. And then I got worried again because, oh my gosh, I need to pay the bills. I need to buy the milk, the diaper.
Paranoia kicked in again.
Yes, and then there's an opportunity. There's a VA agency somewhere in downtown. They're hiring a nurse, a healthcare VA. So it's she's supposed to be a nurse, and I'm a graduate nurse, but I'm not a registered nurse.
Okay. Makes sense.
So I started as a healthcare VA. So I'm taking calls. It's a prescription call, setting appointment. It's a pain clinic in Texas. So
okay, wait. So the company itself is in downtown Davao, but you were serving U.S. clients.
Yes.
Texas. Okay.
It's a VA. It's a VA agency, and then we are nurses. We're separated in a small room, and then outside there are another set of VAs, but they're in real estate. So I got curious. What are they doing? They are very motivated because my task is really, you will really get burned out because
Why?
it's queuing, like there's too many calls.
The volume of calls.
Yes, the volume of calls, and I don't have any other task but to receive calls. But in real estate, there are a lot of tasks like admin, calls, social media, the click funnels, like that. So I told my boss that I need an extra job. So he told me that it's okay. You will train as a real estate VA. You need to spend time in training, and I'll give you a client. So I train, and then he gave me a client. I have 2 monitors.
Nice.
I have 2 PC to be clear. So I'm working on this healthcare VA. I'm working on this real estate VA, and I'm very happy.
That's the hustle.
With the Philippine rate. It was then I realized that I was really earning a lot when it's in dollars. But it was
you had no clue back then.
I do not have I don't have clue. As in I don't have a clue. And then I decided to stop and work from home. And I cannot bring my healthcare client because of HIPAA. It's like it's a confidentiality patient
agreement, something.
Something confidentiality with the patient data in the United States. It's called HIPAA. So I stick to my real estate client, but I have to surrender those clients.
Yes,
the agency. I cannot pirate them. So I have to do the right process. So
you literally started from scratch again.
Yes, from scratch again. I don't know what to do. I don't have social media presence. I don't know how to market. And then my old clients from real estate, they send me an email like, Tony, we've been looking for you. We want you to work for us in cold calling and admin tasks for real estate. And I told them I cannot do that because you are still I don't know if you're under contract with the company, with the company. So they told me that no, we already ended the contract. So we want you to work directly for us. So the rate.
And then that's when you realize that you will be earning big instead of Philippine pesos.
I was shocked of the rate. Like, my gosh, it's $5 to $6 per hour.
Imagine that, right? Massive...
And I was only earning $2 per hour or $1 per hour.
And you were working like what, 7, 8 hours a day?
No, it's 10 to 14 hours a day.
What the fuck, really? Now
I log out noontime. I log in 9 p.m.
9 in the evening, yeah.
So it's really I don't really have time to spend with my daughter. So
true.
Work, sleep. That's my routine, and it's exhausting. So I decided to work from home because my daughter, she no longer recognized me, and that hurts.
Very painful.
Hurts. She only recognized her dad, her papa, but me, she doesn't care about me. So that's where I realized that I can work from home. I know, it's hard. So that's where I started my my VA career.
Amazing.
From an old client that I can no longer remember.
What a good laugh. What a good laugh there. I mean, imagine, literally, I'm blown by your story. But I think somehow there's one barometer that really made you through, and that is the man above.
Yes, I always
Seeking
pray.
guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Seeking guidance always, because regardless of how awesome you are in terms of acknowledging the knowledge he gave us, but if you're not putting it back to him, and if you're not calling him, chances are you will be lost. And I really commend you for doing that. I mean, guys, look at her, right? A woman with so many tattoos, right? Devotion to God is still up above the roof, right? So never ever judge people, right? That's something, perhaps one of the biggest takeaway people can get out of this show. But look, I mean, real estate, at least in my opinion, Tony, is very, very competitive, right?
Yes.
Because it's not just being offered or perhaps built within our country. I mean, the Philippines, right? We have so many other competitions like Singapore, Bangladesh, India, those kind of countries. Could you tell me how competitive is the niche right now? I mean, this year?
It just like you said, it's so competitive. Like India, and they only charge $1 to $2 per hour.
Wow. Really?
And I charge right now because I have 5 years experience. I charge $7 to $10 per hour.
Which is fair. Sure.
Which is fair. So really, it's very competitive. But the key to success really is having this experience, the skill set. Like you always upskill.
Yes.
So for me, really, during interview, I would really like sell myself. Like, I'm really going to elaborate my experiences, and then I'll just tell the client, just give me the logins, just tell me what to do, I'll do it for you, because they do not want to waste their time on trainings. They do not want to hire a new VA, and I always tell them. All the tasks related to real estate investing and wholesaling, I can do that for you. And they will ask how, why, what?
And then your experience comes in.
And then my experience comes in. Have you used this, and that? And I'll answer yes to everything. So that's how confident I am in selling myself to this client. So even if there's a lot of competition, like, oh, Tony, I have a VA before.
That's their pitch.
He's from India and he only charged $2 per hour, and you charge way up. And I will told him that's good. So how about you contact him right now? It's okay with me. So because why would they contact you if they're satisfied with a VA? So
some clients would really lowball you somehow, right?
And I do not really allow them to lowball me, especially I have this experience, and really I always emphasize to them that even if I have a Filipina accent, in cold calling, I can close a deal because for them the accent really matters.
Yeah, for some, especially in the US, it plays a huge role. And imagine, not to be racist, okay, but somehow there's a vast edge when it comes to Filipino VAs compared to other countries. Not that I'm uplifting our country, but that is the fact. It is a fact. I've worked with tons of clients already, and that is our edge somehow.
Yes.
The way we speak, the knowledge we bring, right? And I think that's pretty interesting, Tony, because I think you mentioned about objection handling, which is again another good one to talk about. So when clients try to lowball you with a pay, right? And I guess you made a good point there that hey, it is somehow cost effective if you charge someone between $7 to $10, right? Rather than hiring $1 or $2, real estate, a VA, and you have to train them, right? They will be investing for training, of course, the time they spend, the time to learning. Within 3-month time, they won't know if the agent would perform well. So there's still a risk involved. So somehow you manage it perfectly.
And you know what's my final word to this
What?
client would really lowball me? Hire the best and you will only get hurt once. And they will ask me why? What do you mean? Because if you are going to hire the best, you will pay for the best price. You will only get hurt once. Like,
Correct.
the best person can do the best for you, right?
Yes.
So, and always with my final word, they will change their mind.
And the
So
deal is
funny.
closed.
Yes.
And contracts will be signed.
Yes.
Great story you have there. I mean, I'm, for a fact you've shared how you started, right? Again, as most cases, it really starts with having some experience working in a call center, having to, go through the life of having to work during midnight till the morning, right? So it's really tough. Now, I want to ask you, what was the most probably the most painful and unforgettable experience you ever experienced trying to achieve the dream, becoming successful as you are right now?
Well, for me, my first dream is really to become a nurse, and a lot of things stopped me to graduate the course. And but I still graduated,
Good.
Bachelor of Science in Nursing, but I was not able to take my board exams. So this failure, it's a failure, right? So
Somehow, maybe, yeah.
yes, so during those time, it's really painful because I told myself that I'm a failure. But no, it was then I realized that um my life did not end on that failure.
Good.
Okay, so I ventured to different field. I was able to find myself. Um, I was able to develop new skills,
Mm.
and it lead me to do things that allows me to maximize this capacities to the maximum potential. And um, that is where I realized that God lead me to somewhere better. So imagine from a graduate nurse to a
Yeah, yeah.
work from
I
home
know.
and real estate. Imagine, and there's a lot of memes on Facebook that I don't know if you have seen that memes like
Well,
there are people who graduated from this course and they have this different job. I don't know if you have
it's I've come across that
like they
often on my news feed.
yes, like that. So sometimes I want to post that kind of memes, and I want to attack these people like, hey, let's show each other's bank account like this, like that. So but no, so I'm really grateful for this experience. So even if you have a dream. My first dream is to become a nurse, and I did not become a nurse. It was a failure. But no, I want to let people know that your dream, your life will not end if your dream became a failure, because you
Yeah.
can always dream another dream.
Correct.
You can
That's the
always
point.
be successful.
That is correct. That is correct. I totally
So
agree to you.
so that's really the most painful experience that had happened to me and in my career.
It's pretty frustrating. You've allocated so much time studying and aiming to become somehow registered nurse, and then it's just that God has a different plan for you, right? And that's exactly what I went through in my life as well. I don't know if you've heard some of our episodes, but I did really started as a security guard before. to tell you honestly. So I'm a licensed guard, worked
Mm-hmm.
for 2 years. 2 fucking years, right? Worked as a security guard, earning only 4,500 monthly. Only eating okra daily. That's how fucking miserable my life was. Then, when I try and see, which is often the case, right? When you go back to your hometown, you mingle with your batchmates, right? And then you come to see and realize that, hey, they're now lawyers, accountants, doctors, and I'm like holding a gun, standing in front of the establishment. It was life changing.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, God has a plan for you, and for everybody listening or watching our show now. Tony here is a good example, right? Regardless of whatever dream or goal you want to achieve, please continue on dreaming. God has a plan for everybody. So it's never the end. It's never too late. Also, even if you're working in a fast food crew now, who knows? You might be someone like Tony here, or somebody like me. We just don't know yet, right? But again, at the end of the day, it's all about taking actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is
Yes.
exactly what you did. Who in the right mind, at a very young age, would go to a city that she's not even familiar with, right? Roaming around the entire street trying to find the office where she applied. Not everybody can do that, right? But I'm telling you, God has a plan. So if you're, facing shit right now, take it. Build that as your motivation. So Tony, girl, I really appreciate those stuff that you've shared over. I know it's something very personal, but definitely could really impact so many people's lives, especially here in our hometown, girl. What we're doing is something fairly new to most,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's great to actually share what we experience and get them to familiarize all the stuff that we're doing. But I have this one question for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you have to live your life again, would you still probably go and do the exact same thing you did that put you in the position right now?
Well, personally, I don't regret the good and the bad. I would like to keep within myself the values, the
Yeah.
discipline, the character that I was able to develop within myself through through those experiences and the people I met along the way. So that's
Nice.
it.
Nice. It really molded you to become who you are today.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that's such a great answer to that question, because most of the time people step away, step back from those questions, and it could really take a moment of their time to think. But you instilled so much passion in what you've done, what you've experienced, which is again a great thing to share. Have you ever imagined, having to have everything you've accomplished now?
To be honest,
Like, let's talk about the shoes first, right? I know that you run DMs, right? Some sneakers along the side. Have you ever imagined owning those, having the ink you have in your body? Because again, it's costly to have a tattoo, right?
well, to be honest, no. It was my dream before. I only dream of having a pair of DMs because we cannot afford it.
Yeah,
My
it's so
parents can't
expensive.
afford it. I tell you. And me, I cannot afford it really. These tattoos,
Yes, look at that.
I cannot afford this. Before I only dream of a decent Android phone. I never dream of an iPhone. But right now, I can buy an iPhone cash. So it's really, I mean, I'm getting emotional.
I know.
Yeah, so never no. I even asked myself that question when you sent me the
Yeah.
question last week. So it was I'm really thinking um all the blessings that I receive right now, um unexpected. I mean, I never expected any of this, the material things. I remember before when I go to the mall to have a grocery,
Yeah.
and I have 500 pesos and I have a list, so I have to buy what's on the list. I cannot buy some extra. So that's me. And then I was thinking, what's the feeling if you go to the mall,
Yeah.
and then you pick everything that you want, and then when you pay, you will not check your
Yeah.
wallet.
You won't hesitate.
What's the feeling of getting this food, this product, this item without checking the price? Because I used to check the price, and
I'm used to that.
I have a calculator. But when I experience going to SNR here in Davao, and then it's actually not my first time. I've been doing that already. Like, I'm getting this corned beef, this hot dog, this ice cream, and I'm not checking the price. And when I go to the counter,
Counter.
I'm not boasting, but this is really the feeling of working hard, and
Yes.
then it's a little things, but it's really fulfilling.
It is.
And then when I go to the counter, I don't need to check my wallet. I don't need to check. So
Each price tag and shit.
yes, and I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I'm very happy.
Amazing, Tony.
It's a small
Amazing.
moment. It's a small thing, and it's a small thing that I would like to share to these people, because it means so much to me. All these blessings that I receive, materials, helping the family.
Yes.
So it's really I'm really grateful for this, for
It's,
everything.
it's such a fulfilling
It's
thing.
fulfilling. It's really a fulfilling feeling.
I so love that. I mean, I'm also like that. As cliche as it may sound, way back in Cebu, I'm no a big sneaker fan. But I always go to places where I could buy the cheap ones because that's the only thing that I can afford. Believe it or not, I was working in a call center company before, although I'm earning way big compared to the previous job I had when I was doing security jobs during those times. But I still go for the 200, 300 pesos pair of sneakers because I know how it feels like when you don't have money. And that's the only thing that I can afford. And then, as what you said, it's very fulfilling somehow that you go to a shop, pick whatever thing you fucking like, go to the
Yes.
counter, and pay without even thinking, right? But I want to transition over to that, Tony, because this is what I've experienced before. Both you and I, we have tattoos, right? You see that, right? All over my body. And look at you, flex your tattoo, right? Both arms, baby.
Yeah, I
Look
have
at
on
that,
my feet.
That's how it is. And the topic of the day's show is about being tattooed and employed, right? I had this experience. I don't know if you've experienced this too. But every time I go to shopping malls, like big stores, for example, like Nike stores, right? Where I'm such a big fan, to be honest with you. I go there and just wear a pair of sneakers that's not really that expensive. Or sometimes I go just wearing sleepers, literally sleeveless cap, and nobody would fucking entertain you, right? Because they judge by your look and by my
And your
tattoos.
tattoos.
Yes, and that shit happens almost every time. So what happens is that they discriminate us, people like us, and I feel sorry for them. Actually, I'm not quite sure. I know Cebu is pretty progressive city, much with Davao too. But I want to pick your brain with that. Have you ever experienced discrimination before with your tattoos?
Um, just like you, yes. I think in a shoe store here in Davao. Because when I go to the mall, I just wear shirt, shorts, sneakers.
That's what we used to.
I don't wear makeup, expensive clothes, bag, and everything, so that you'll be like really recognized. Oh, classy,
True.
have money like that. So sometimes I just wear my sleeper, my Nike slides like that, because that's my I'm more into comfort over fashion like
Comfort over
that.
fashion, yeah.
So I decided to buy I think it's Converse or Vans shoes. So of course I'm trying some different
Sizes,
sizes of
brands.
shoes and that. And the girl, she when I entered the store, I really saw the girl. She's looking at me like from head to toe. So I thought,
Wow.
okay, never mind, because I don't really mind. Okay. And then when I'm asking for I want to try this size. I want to check if this is not painful for my feet and that. And of course, I have to try different sizes,
Correct,
different
yeah.
styles, because I will really buy, because it's really my plan to buy that day. And she passed me to the guy assistant. She wouldn't wanna assist me. And then I overheard her saying like it's like I'm choosing a lot of shoes. I wouldn't even buy any one
Yeah.
of the shoes. So I got pissed off. So what I did is that I told my partner, okay, you choose, and I told my daughter, it's in Converse. So I told my daughter, you choose, and then we have the same pair, the classic. The classic Converse.
Classics,
So
yeah.
we are twinning, the three of us, and then I paid with my card. It's I told her, Miss, it's a debit card. It's not a credit card, because I don't have a credit card. It's a debit card, so I'm going to pay for all of this three. And then she was like, and my partner told me, okay, hold your
How did he react,
temper, act
your partner?
nicely. Of course, he already knew that I'm getting pissed off with the
Okay.
girl, because I overheard her saying that she's just choosing. She will not even buy that, like that. So I'm really pissed off. So it's okay.
It touches your emotions, really.
Yes, and not only that, when I went home in Surallah, we have a family activity,
Gathering.
something
Okay.
like that. So I have an aunt. She's also like a pastora, something like that. When it is her first time to saw me like with my full tattoos, here and on my legs like that, and I was shocked because she told me that because I love skull candy. I have
Yeah.
this
Big
is skull
fan.
in my right side, right leg. It's a skull candy, and I will never forget. She told me that I will never go to heaven because of my my
Oh my God.
tattoo. So I was just laughing all the time, and I told her that because I call her mommy, mommy, this is an art. It's an art. I just told her. I remember the feeling. I want to be pissed off, like I want to get
But you
mad at
can.
her, because when she said that, there's a lot of people, like
Oh
all our
God.
family. So I was like, uh, I feel like I'm the baddest person in the my God. So I told her that, mommy, it's an art. I love my body. I love the art in my body. I love it. But it doesn't mean that I cannot go to
Yeah,
heaven.
for sure.
But
And we can't blame them, Tony. Different age brackets
mhm,
perhaps could play a role. But I'm really hoping that people would really get that off as labels for people like you and I. Macy has so many tattoos too. Myself, I have so
yeah,
many
yeah.
tattoos.
So
Your husband, especially, he has full sleeve now, right?
yes.
See? So we would. It's just not just between you and I and the people we love that has tattoos. A lot of guys are actually facing that same shit as well, unfortunately. So I think it's right about time that we, try and get our asses together and take that label off us. I mean, not everybody having tattoos are criminals or crooks. It's not true.
Yeah. For me, as time goes by, I learned that it's their perception.
Yes, the perception,
With
correct.
the tattoo is the people perception with the tattoo is linked to their religion, just like my
Yeah,
aunt,
your aunt, yeah.
which for me that is always
Subject to
subjective
argument.
yes, and personal, of course. So
Yes.
having tattoo really doesn't make you lesser person that you are.
Correct. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like someone like you, at the moment or when you were in the brink of struggling and really trying to break through, you called up God. You called up the man above. And even myself, I admit I don't go to church. I literally don't go to church, but I pray directly to Him. I ask for forgiveness directly to Him. I am a Catholic, just so you know. But let's not go into details when it comes to that because it's a very sensitive topic, if you know what I mean. But guys, please, let's cut the label, okay? It won't bring us anywhere. I even just a huge argument inside Upwork community
Really?
because of that topic, which is very cliche again, because I have you on our show. Macy knows about this. I'm really pissed. Earlier this afternoon, so pissed. Because the guy was asking a legitimate question, right? And people answered inside the community with a lot of trash and all about tattoos. So I was pissed because the guy couldn't defend himself. He couldn't speak English that well. So I came in and pick his ass and called out all the people that bullied him inside the community. I'm calling you, message me. I'm calling you, message me. Let's talk shit.
You know what? I would just like to share with you. This is a very good experience with my clients.
Good.
Because during Tony, we have a Zoom meeting right now. This and I'm not really like dressing up. I'm not putting makeup. I'm just wearing my pajamas like that, and sometimes like this. And they can see my tattoo and they want to see everything. And I'm very happy that there's no discrimination. I haven't heard any discrimination from them. And even them, they have tattoos and they share that to me. So Tony,
we should adapt that, right? We should adapt that.
Yes. So
it's crazy. It's really crazy. I wasn't expecting that to happen. If you're someone new, of course, Tony and I has the experience, right? Literally, that is the place that you need to go for people starting up. You can get to learn a lot of tons of stuff. How you acquire a job, doing freelance, opportunities. Tons are in there, but please don't dwell on some. I'm not naming everybody there that are so negative. Of course, in every community there are negative people, right? But most of them, maybe around 20%, are Filipinos that has so much crab mentality in them. So step away from those people.
Even the other groups, I will not just I will no longer name it, but even the other like virtual assistant group, I unfollow, I unjoin the group because it's really toxic.
It is. So step away from toxic people. I feel sorry for the guy, literally, because he was just simply asking for a legitimate question, asking for help. And it turned out that they were bullying him. And it just so happened I was awake and I was able to see. And I am inside the community, Tony, just so you know, because I really want to help people out. I get in, since it's a community, right? So I comment on some questions they ask, guide them on how to start, all those kind of stuff. Because I started from the bottom too. So I'm passing it forward to people that is asking for help. But then hell broke loose earlier when I saw that those comments, and I don't know, man.
You're triggered.
I was really triggered because imagine if I was on his shoe and you are really struggling to get a job and you're asking for help and you're treated like that because of your tattoos. Come on, man. So right, you know what I mean. So it's painful. So I picked the fight. So. That was crazy. But Tony, enough with this shit. I really want to know because not literally everybody could pull the trigger and do this the same stuff that you've done now. Maybe let's try and talk about the biggest breakthrough you ever had career wise. Can you please tell us about the company or the agency you have, the services you offer, all the great things your company can do? It would be very beneficial because also I have a huge wide network that could help out agencies like you. Please.
Well, for me, the biggest breakthrough is really I was able to build my own empire. I really called it my own empire
Yeah, of
from
course.
the comfort of my home, while at the same time rebuilding the lives of the people who work with me. So I have students who work with me part time. I have work from home moms, work from
Nice.
home dads. I have a VAs from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, different parts
Of the
um,
country.
of the country. So this type of workers has different age range, different languages, different we speak different languages because they're from Manila, there's
Yeah.
from Cebu, there's from Iloilo, I remember. So I didn't really expect that I'll be able to build my own team. So we are Rockstar Real Estate Virtual Assistant. So I call my team Tony Virtual Assist, and we offer real estate services for real estate agent, real estate investors, wholesalers. We do cold calling, skip tracing, managing CRMs, Facebook marketing for real estate, list scrubbing. I mean, all the tasks related to real
Nice.
estate investing.
What about flipping houses? You also cater those services?
Yes, we have investors who fix and flip houses. So we do cold calling for them. We
Nice.
do skip tracing for them. So
Yeah, so maybe literally everything that has to do with real estate, right?
yes, that's right.
Amazing. And the name is
On Facebook, my name is Tony Cabinbin.
good.
You can find me my email address. I have my email address in there. I have my US phone number, the
Nice.
Google Voice, and most of these clients they sent me a message on the messenger because I'm available like 24/7
Nice.
on the messenger.
And guys, look out for Tony Virtual Assist, of course, owned and managed by Tony Cabinbin over here. And for people that, or maybe listeners, or people streaming over on YouTube, just try to check out. I'll be putting up links to your page so people can try and reach you and message you if in case there would be some any inquiries or questions about the services you do. But literally, Tony has it all. He has everything, right? So again, just a quick reminder, if you want to spend time training someone, then that's another option that you can do. But if you want to go ahead and click, work, and get your ass off together and, start with the project right away, you better contact Tony right away. So again, guys, links will be posted here. And again, that's Tony, Virtual Assist, owned and managed by yours truly there. Tony Cabinbin from Surallah South Cotabato, guys. Okay, so Tony, one final thing maybe before we wrap up our show. This is something that I really want you to maybe share over. Any final words that you can give away for not just for real estate virtual assistants, but maybe for freelancers in general that you can give.
Well, to all our aspiring freelancers out there, I want you to know that your dreams are valid, okay? No matter who you are, whatever social status or family background you have, all you have to do is to believe in yourself, and you should not stop doing it. And also focus on the best and give your best in everything that you do. That's it.
Very well said. Very well said, guys. Tony, once again, thank you. Thank you so much for honoring the show.
Thank you.
You know, you're such a great example. And again, at the end of the day, wherever you may be living, wherever place you're located, or whatever freaking situation you're in, again, at the end of the day, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And you're such a great example. And that being said, again, we thank you. We thank you for honoring us. Macy thanks you too.
Thank you so much, Kuya. Thank you to Ate Macy. I'm very happy. I feel blessed. This is actually my first podcast show.
Really now? Huh?
Yes.
I take that as an honor. Thank you.
So this is my first, and I'm very happy that there are people like you and Ate Macy that really look back to where you came from, really help people. So you're at the top na eh, and you still look back and help those people. So for me, that's really the true meaning of being successful.
Oh God!
So I really look up to you.
Now you're making me emotional again.
I really look up to you and to Ate Macy. So
thank you so much. I mean, it's been a tough journey, just so you know. But again, it really pays to even if you're somehow within. I'd say if you're probably within the pinnacle of success somehow. You know, for a guy like me and Macy, we always try and bring people up with us, because I've done that with my brother initially. I've done that with a couple of friends. I know that their lives were changed because of it, and why not pass it to everybody, right? So that is the intention, actually, to make sure that everybody, at least in our country, would be able to hear out what we're talking throughout this podcast avenue, to make a difference somehow. You can't bring your money with you when you die, right? You can't.
That's right.
That is the biggest thing that happened to me a few months ago when my dad passed away. Money can literally not, it could probably take you to places, but when you die, it's gone, right? So instead of passing money, you pass the knowledge.
That's right.
Knowledge to people. So again, Tony, you've passed on some knowledge to us. And even me personally, I am blown by your story. It is unique, very funny somehow.
Yes.
Just simply because of the heartache you endured during those times took you to this place right now. So it is very, very interesting. And guys, it's never too late once again. So, Tony, once again, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, guys, another great episode and the record books today. Put that in, okay? Once again, this is Jamir Angelo, Nothing But Up the podcast. Tony, before we end, let's shout it out together. I want to shout it out together with you. Follow my lead, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's just say Surallah Represent. In 3, 2, 1.
Surallah Represent!
Thanks, guys. Enjoy your day. Peace, y'all.
I'm always flexing.
Thanks for tuning in. Download this episode and pass on the news. Hit like and subscribe. Watch out for our next episode coming out next.